weekend. Let's on a weekend. Oh, I don't know if it. I don't know if it caught that. So I don't know if it caught it, but if I didn't catch it, we're back from the weekend. I hope you had a good weekend, and let's get back into, or I guess if, yeah, I guess even in time zones, you may have already been out of your weekend a few hours before me, but regardless, based off where you are. But let's get back into the actual kind of explaining where we are at. So, if I remember, we had just buried. So last episode was a bit of a blow to our community. We lost Catherine Paul. So it turned out the whole time I kept thinking I was missing, like calling Catherine Paul by the wrong name, calling Catherine Knowles. I actually do have a Catherine Knowles in my community. I'll show you real quick. Community. So I knew I was getting that name from somewhere. There we go. So we have them in our community, but or we have Catherine Knowles in our community. So we weren't actually saying the wrong name. It was someone in our community, but we were just mixing the two together. So it wasn't just a name, I guess, pulled out of nowhere. But back to the kind of the set state of that we just buried them. If you're wondering what happened, basically I really don't know quite yet. The invisible strain and the white strain are the same thing, like if they're really supposed to be different, even though they have the same effects. But basically, that got them. We were basically looking outside and saw that there was one outside, and I think I was talking to a merchant, and we just saw them running outside. But I was like, okay, well, we're safe. They can't get in. And I noticed someone was outside, and we tried to run them. We shot it with a shotgun while I was holding them. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough, so they dropped all their stuff and let us shoot them. So after they were turned into zombies, so it ended kind of sad for her. But she's we kind of we're gonna have our graveyard for our team up on that cliff up there, and down here these are all the people who attacked us. Got the whole thing. Oh, I can utilize this guy. I'm not gonna walk all that way just to utilize the bandit. He likes to walk. Barry likes to walk really far away to utilize the bandits. But we actually lost quite a bit of progress because I did a lot of running around after that just to kind of chase down some of these bandit groups. It seemed like they attacked us again after we had fought them, but I guess they had just recouped their losses. They may even be coming for me right now. And I went and checked out their base, but just like with Bart before, we had a surrender issue. Now this time it was kind of my fault because unlike with Bart where he had thrown them all top and then they had surrendered. This time they had surrendered, I went up to them and like, well, since they're going to fight you, here's the weird thing with surrendering. So if you haven't tried this before, or if you didn't see the other episode, when someone surrenders, you can't hurt them. You can't shoot them, you can't do anything until you tell them you're just going to kill them. And then you'll basically give them a second to pull out their gun or run away. So you kind of can't get the drop on them. No matter how immoral your character is supposed to be or anything like that, he's always going to be gonna basically give them a chance to fight them. So you can't really be like a total bandit. You can kind of be a bandit, but you can't be such a bandit that you shoot someone who's surrendering. Not that we're trying to make bandit, but just if you were wondering. And in some cases, even Molotov, like in air, won't kill somebody if it lands while they're surrendering. Now in this case, I went ahead and said, hey, why don't you just join us, right? I noticed they opt to run away more often than not. I don't know if it's correlation or causation or whatever. Whether it's just I've been luckier when I've said I'm just going to kill them, that they decide to run away and then fight. But basically, we told them, we asked them to join us. They ran around a corner, and somehow we were shooting the corner, but they were shooting around the corner. I'm guessing it has to do with I'm guessing it's going to be, since it's kind of over the shoulder. Now, we're kind of direct centered on, right? But over the shoulder, and this is, I guess, just the nature of over the shoulder games. You could be shooting kind of like this. and you or kind of around that corner, and you could be shooting the wall, right? But then they could be a little bit further out and shooting you. So that was kind of a placement error on my part at that time. Bart had a little bit of more of an excuse with the Molotov because he actually hit them with the Molotov and then came back later, and then the person who had survived shot him. But still, it ended up making us go back. And as far as again with the save, it's going to be a bronze man. So basically, we're just going to go with it, and as long as we're going to go with everything, but if Barry dies, we go back. We load back. That's the one time we load back, and it can't load back on any other circumstance except Barry's death, because then you can't continue the game. That is our one condition. Just because we've done so many Iron Mans in the past. And the thing is, you could just do an Iron Man run. You could totally do an Iron Man run, and you could probably do good, but you're probably not going to use your character all that often. So if you do want to do Iron Man run, first thing I'd recommend, do not bring your character anywhere. Except in the very beginning where you have nobody else. My recommendation is if you're doing an Iron Man run, rather than a Bronze Man run, which I highly recommend a Bronze Man run, at least before you do an Iron Man run. I don't recommend not doing one. I don't recommend not doing a Bronze Man. I recommend the game's best if you accept consequences, but I think that it's better to accept the consequences from allies dying than to have to go all the way to the beginning, because to some degree there's some degree of luck in the game as well. I mean, it's not terribly that you can't do anything about it, but there's a level of luck, just based off surrender, who you accidentally get angry, whether you have money in hand when you run into looters, that kind of thing, whether you're just plagued with looters or stuff like that. So there's a level of luck, but not so bad that I think that you totally need to do a Save Scum campaign. I'd recommend don't do Save Scumming, but don't do Iron Man. I recommend make a middle ground and just do a Bronze Man run of having your main character just be that. Otherwise, you'll really never be able to get to use them all that much. And I feel like it's a little bit of a shame to do that. But if you really want to get that full on Iron Man experience, then definitely that way you really probably want to hide your guy in a shed. Because you can't be attacked in a shed. They can burn it down around you, yes, but they can't shoot you. If you jump into a car, zombies can't kill you. The zombies can't do anything to you in a building or in an enclosed space. You're entirely 100% safe. You may starve, but you're very likely they're going to get disinterested with you first. So it's very likely that it won't matter all that much. If you get in a car, to being able to avoid zombies, or stuff like that. But the only thing is that you're gonna always have to worry about whether your character is going to let's say put his helmet up, because you may not always play as your character, but you might bring your main character along. But then he may go, it's really cold outside, I'm going to put my helmet up, switch to a beanie. If you notice, I don't have any beanies, just to dissuade them of that, because hats don't give a warmth rating. At least I don't think I have any beanies. But hats have beanies have a warmth rating. And they may switch into that. And I do have one beanie, but it's damp, so I guess no one's either switched to it, or they may have, and that one's damp too. They may have made it where they won't switch out of a helmet. If they did, then that's good. I don't know if that was, but I have had someone switch into a hat before, and I was wondering what in the world they were doing with having a hat. Then and a gunfight, because pretty much if you get shot in the head, it's over without a helmet. It's pretty much almost always a one-shot kill, getting shot in the head. In the chest, with a pistol, you can take maybe 2 or 3 shots. With no armor, maybe. And if if you're really quick on the bandage, otherwise you know. So first priority, get armor if you're doing a hardcore run, because I think they're I think they don't have a mission, and I think some of these people don't have everything. Oh, they don't have any other gear equipped. That's weird. What if they... Is this before they got their gear equipped? But enough kind of rambling on about explanations with that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the game. I'm not really going to want this person to have... I think they had a... I think they were just kind of... I think... Yeah, she just kind of had mediocre stats across the board. So I think I only gave them a melee weapon. I might be even further back than I thought it was. How have you guys been enjoying it? I've been enjoying the game so far. This is episode 25, if you can believe it. It's we call it. Now, not all of it has been the settlement. We initially tried a few Iron Man runs, which probably Bart's was the most successful combat-wise. With, you know, pretty much single-handedly taking on the entire looter community, only to die from someone who was spared when they surrendered, because of the mechanics. So I think Bart is kind of our gold-tier combat character we've ever done, where Barry's been kind of pretty good himself. I'm trying to think of what to... I'll just leave them with what they have. Because they do have one firearm, but I feel like they do is wasting ammunition. He does not have any armor. Scrolling through. Oh, he doesn't have armor. Oh, stranger. I think this is when they're coming to attack. Scavenge. Yeah, I do remember that they're gonna. I think they're coming to. There was going to be an attack, but we haven't. That we got last time, but we didn't get yet this time. Okay, he's just tired from the. Okay, that's probably fine. Oh, he has lots of ammo. I really quickly translate that. Ooh, do I want it? Does he have a good firing skill? I think he has a good potential, but like terrible. Yeah, he's not great at it now, but he could get good. I'll leave pistol stuff on for now. He doesn't have, we don't have much errors, but I'm going to go get the Molotov out of there. Scavenge. And let's put some of this stuff up. Now I'm not gonna worry too much about organization right now because they're gonna be really close. So I'm not gonna be too worried about just throwing this stuff in here. I believe we spawned in before the attack got here. Let's see. Take that Molotov. I might even take the pipe bombs, just in case. I know there's gonna be a good amount of them, and I think last time I got lucky and got like 3 all together. I did it either in the base assault or the anyway, I'm gonna probably even save again, so that way it's closer to the actual attack. So this way we'll be more ready. Okay. Let's go ahead and check if they're already coming. I remember they came from this direction last time. I remember I went around looking for them last save, before we had to go, before we lost some progress. I remember looking around for them, going, "Oh, did they go to that base? Did they go? You know, where did they go?" That kind of thing. wondering what grave he was looking at, or referring to. So we're gonna have to kind of find that. Also, we're gonna have a lot of bodies kind of just strewn about for a while because we've kind of, every time someone's attacked, we've generally had to kind of run them off. I could go to their base, just in case. Oh, we still have that. Now that's a single zombie, if I remember correctly, eating somebody. Little corpse company. Okay, they're one across the river, so they'll probably be coming from over here. I think we're okay to leave that one alive, because if I remember correctly, it never really moved from that spot. And it's one alone, meaning that I could probably switch to whoever's being attacked. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have been sprinting. I didn't expect them to see them this far out from their base. The good thing is that they're running into woods, which basically grade A ambush territory. I could try to assassinate them, which would be absolutely amazing. Do they have a helmet though? Oh boy. That is another... I can't believe I'm not spotted yet. Oh no, no, no. I do not want to chokehold. Equip. Oh, nope. Shotgun's gotta go. Oh, Molotov, actually. Oop, there we go. Oh, I missed both. I hit the door, really. That's so bizarre to me. Maybe it just... well, I guess they're running. Sprinting targets are hard to... Woo, boy. Gonna have some trouble with this. Now, I really shouldn't, because I am doing a bronzeman, I really shouldn't just attack with Barry. Because if he dies, I really can't... Oh, well, they're running that way. I could just kill that one. I remember running this one guy down last time. Because I think that when he attacked, this guy kept running away. So I'm pretty sure he's got basically no armor. If hopefully, he's probably running multiple directions, so it's going to make this a little hard. Whoop. But okay, I don't really probably need to hit him again. He'll probably die of blood loss. And I can probably hit them with a shovel at this point. Actually, if they don't die of blood loss, I'd be very surprised. Oh, there's a zombie at our gate, a blue zombie. Oh, and they, yep, died of blood loss. Okay, so let's take that. Blue zombie's not so bad. Unfortunately, he won't typically aim for the head. From my experience, it kind of... From my experience, the AI kind of like fires basically quantity over quality of shots. So you kind of have to have a good amount of ammo before you can really rely on them to kill zombies quickly. Or I should say without using a lot of ammo. They'll kill them quickly, but they'll use a lot of ammo in the process. Right now, the zombie's hiding against the wall, which I noticed they started doing that now. I thought that was really kind of weird initially, but I think it's because there's some kind of mechanic to make it where they avoid danger, which I found a very weird choice. Oh no, he's actually eating someone next to the wall. Last episode, you could see them run up to the wall. Now humans do it. I get humans doing it. I was very surprised to see zombies doing it. Because you don't really think of zombies avoiding hits. But I guess in this case, I don't know if the lore is that they die or if it's more like a Left 4 Dead situation where it's almost like rabies. I'm not actually sure between the two. Okay, let's ask what's up with them. There we go. Let's go a long way from joining us, so don't worry about that. Now, I do kind of want to bring someone with me. Or maybe attack with a different person. That way we have some consequences if something were to happen. I won't do it this time. Maybe because I feel like they're probably gonna base raid me first. They're gonna base raid, or I'm going to be able to raid their base, and then basically get shot from all the towers. I don't know. It feels like it's better to have them attack you. As someone, I know someone mentioned in the comments a while back that it's better to have wolves on your side, and I agree with that. Sometimes it's not always what you can do, and sometimes just because you have the walls, sometimes fighting around your walls and then retreating back is sometimes better. If you're using explosives and fire, because you don't want to constantly be hitting your buildings and your walls. You don't always want to be doing that, which I have done plenty of times in this episode, is blow up my walls with explosives. Or burn them down with, burn them a lot. That's actually a really good setup, because you could actually shoot from that. The walls don't have like infinite cover, like up high, so you could actually get up there, and if you have a long enough sight, you could shoot from down there. From there. Also, there's a neat tip that Andre, which is sees my. If you haven't, if you've seen a lot of the videos, he's commented on a lot of the videos, giving me some really good tips. He gave me a really good tip with the radio. I've been really cautious with the radio because I'm always worried that I'm going to lose it, and it basically tells you where everyone is on the map. It's been, I think, nerfed a little bit in regards to where enemy locations are. Oh man, this would have been perfect with a Molotov. I don't know. I probably could have gotten it over that small. Oh man, I don't know if I could probably shoot over that. Oh no, I have the bombs, right? Pipe bombs. Well, actually, no. Now it's a. Do I have a save on me? I don't know if I have a save on me. Now could be a good time to test. Well, I saved before I came out here, right? So there we go. That worked really well. That's like doing like no damage to him for some reason. Oh, did that hurt me? I just said damage is a little wonky when it comes to that explosive. Sometimes I know sometimes it's amazing, other times it's not so great. Probably a horrible waste of pipe bombs. Boop. Like right there, like did very little. And sometimes it's like amazing. Oh, I know fights going on in my base. Training part will probably help. You know what? I'm kind of busy here with these guys, so hopefully they'll be able to defend themselves. And this way we have consequences. If something happens, they'll have to actually kind of defend themselves to some degree. Oh, did we just win? Basically, we basically just take over their. Oh no, it might. Oh no, I got way out. I was gonna say I was wondering if I have a way out now. Yeah, everyone's okay. It's one of the situations of where I really want to play our leading cast, but at the same time, the leading cast dies. You can't continue on with the game. I would love that to be a feature though, because you can kind of do that in multiplayer. If the multiplayer person joins, they can continue on at playing that person, but if they die, they can't play that. The person is dead, but it doesn't end the game. I'd love a feature where you can just kind of continue off of whoever you had left, because that would kind of. I'd prefer that than if he dies and we had quit, because I could already do that. Like if I wanted to reload if my guy dies, I could already do that. That's an ability I have. Okay, I want to aim for the head. There we go. Now, one person I think ran away. He still says steal. But this is all my, preferences. I think that really there's a level of where you have to respect design intent, and I can understand that. I think the only thing that isn't preference, in my opinion, technically you could have that and have everybody happy. I mean, you could really kind of have everybody happy, but it's not a deal breaker for that. I think the biggest thing that's not preference and actually something that kind of comes off more like a problem is the surrender thing. I think that the only problem, and for the most part, the game's been amazing. I really have enjoyed the game. I think the main issue, in almost every save I've had, is when it gets down to the last person and then they surrender intermittently. Like they'll surrender and then they can fight you back. Like it feels like it's kind of a halfway thing where since you can't shoot them while they surrender, you kind of have to interact with them. So you have to get close. So if you're a sniper, and let's say you're sniping in a community, like you found a hill and you're sniping in a community, they have, it's possible that if they're shooting back at you, one of them may surrender. And you could wait there. You could wait and just stand there until they eventually drop their hands and continue fighting. But you don't know when they're going to do that. So as soon as you look away, they might turn around and fire then, which could be really bad. The other alternative is get up right close to them from stealth or wherever you're hiding. Try to talk to them, and then either tell them you're going to kill them and then give them the initiative, or don't tell them, or try to get them to join you, which you might as well do. And I guess that's what I mean to say is that you might as well ask them to join you, because you can always kick them out. Unless you give like some kind of like you can get the first shot off, or some kind of delay or noticeable delay. I feel like that's a really rough mechanic to do, because you're constantly having to go, I'm going to move from my safe position, go all the way up to this person who's surrendering, and then fight them fairly. Which, a survival situation is all about how to fight unfairly. as unfairly as possible. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna do that, like have them where they pull out a melee weapon or something like that instead of like pulling out a gun, because it's especially dangerous with a person who's got a shotgun, because then you just can't do anything. If you go up to them, you could just accept getting shot in the armor, but the shotgun's strong enough that it can get rid of your armor and stagger you. So you're basically opened up for a second shot. Now you could have second person. Funny enough, works no problem in multiplayer. Multiplayer is amazing. That's the weird thing, is it's an amazing feature in multiplayer. Okay, it's amazing, terrible. It's amazing because then someone can't kill someone wanting to join. It's terrible if someone talks to them when you're not paying attention and you get shot. Because that did happen to me when I was playing with a friend of mine. Is that he had went up and he had answered the question, and this can happen to anybody there. So this isn't really something they can properly control. It's probably just the way the game's set up. They can't really do anything about it. If someone, let's say, goes up to a looter. In fact, our NPCs did this. Goes up to a looter and runs away from them. It automatically starts battle. Even though you're the leader of the community and you're running over to talk to them, they're kind of upset this guy ran away from them. So you get all this money you're going to give them, but then the guy runs away. But, that is one of those things where I don't hold that against the game, because that's preference. That's how they designed to set it up. And that's kind of a rules of engagement situation where you know what you're going into. You know that, whoever this person talks to, you're going to want to get something from. And it plays in your favor, because if you have a guy who has got one coin, it plays in your favor if you have a guy who has one coin and another guy who has like nothing. Oh, they're just inspecting the dead people. You can kind of make sure they only get the one coin rather than the big one. So it goes both ways. Oh, Oscar, back with his door opening and closing charade, or it's not the right word for it. He's doing it there too. Yeah, okay, it's gotta be the cook roll because I okay, now he's fine. But I noticed that it only seems to happen to him. Veggie stew. Alright. Veggie curry. As much as possible. It might be as much as possible clear. Causing the weirdness. Let's have him rest for a second. Oh, he's got the bat armor on. Hold on. Before we let you rest, go give you better armor. Or put down bat armor. It's good to have extra vests though, if you can. But it's heavy. Vests and helmets are heavy. And I've not yet figured out if there's a discernible difference between the light combat helmets and the heavy riot helmets. I have not had enough. Like, it's hard to objectively test that without going into multiplayer, which I might do. You know, I may at some point go into multiplayer. And also, I know some people were trying to see if they could do multiplayer games, and I know some people mentioned in the comments looking for multiplayer, people to play multiplayer with them. I think it's a good way. It's a good way to look around to find people. I don't know if I don't know where's the best place to find people. Generally, I just play with people I know because it's just easiest to organize. But not everyone has that kind of like luck or people on the same schedule. So if you are in a situation, I mean, I think that's a good idea to want to play with other people because it's a very different game in multiplayer. You start off with a little bit of a jump start because you have two people, but then you have a more urgent need for food, weapons, things like that. However, you've got to it's going to be more Iron Man than you think if you don't really watch out for your saves, because you could be in a situation where someone dies, but then they overwrote both saves. Which, big advice. You can only have 2 saves of a character. It doesn't tell you this, but you'll notice it. That, at least from my experience, it generally saves only 2 amounts. 2 saves of your character. An older save and the most recent save. And it will overwrite the oldest save and so on. It basically alternates. And then I think there may be an auto save, but I'm not sure. I haven't. There was one I don't remember it. I'll try this. He sees me, but he doesn't care because he's already eating somebody. I'm actually kind of surprised about it. Oh, he just... Oscar just saw a whole carrying bucket worth of food. Let's see how much of that from our community rations is that. We're still pretty good on community rations, so... Okay, we got that. I wouldn't recommend trying to assassinate zombies that are really dangerous strains, like red or invisible strain, unless you're pretty confident with your ability to assassinate them. Now, they're better than outright attacking those in some cases, but if you have a really good melee weapon and there's only one, you might be better off kind of outnumbering them and then just all helping and fighting him, or just fighting him on your own and going for the legs and kind of taking advantage of that. Also, if zombies are chasing you, get into an ambulance. You can go out 3 different sides. A car works fine too, because you can get out just on the other side and just I'll show you a trick. Crouch right before you get in, and you'll be crouched when you get out, and you'll be sneaking. So it could save your life in the game. Because if you get out, you're not always going to be in sneak mode. Actually, I'm going to do a little test. Enter. C. You can press C in the car too, but so just keep track. of whether you're crouching or not when you get out, or when you got in, so that when you know whether you're going to get out crouching or not. Mostly, I'm just checking for any loot real quick. I forgot. It's really important, like these bottles, to see if I can make more Molotovs for another base raid. But I'm probably, but that's mostly for the info drop there. That's mostly it. Mostly what you need to know, or what's helpful to know. Other than, don't plant all your seeds in winter because they'll die. And if you have your farmers set on farm roll, they'll keep planting seeds and then they'll die, and they keep planting seeds and they'll die. So generally in winter, just save your seeds for later. For when you got is that bee? Yeah, it was a bee. There's some bees there, but I don't really want any of those. Oh, another grave. Oh, some arrows in here. I'm also getting any arrows I left behind. I'm going to go ahead and use this. There we go. And we'll go ahead and do another base raid. I kind of almost want to use our other guy, Jared, and give him, kind of let him go out. We kind of raise the stakes a little bit. Send someone out there that won't end the save, or make us have to look back if he dies. It's funny, I always mentioned that in a lot of, like, or not mentioned, I guess I always found that the biggest problem with any game where it can kind of load back is technically you can generally do anything you want, and if you die, you can always go back. So that's perfectly fine played if you just want a more relaxed experience. Totally okay. But I find that if I'm trying to have a game where I'm trying to really run risks, it can end up backfiring a little bit, because then I find that I overutilize my important characters and don't take enough precautions. Let's put this back real quick. But don't let anyone tell you that you have to do Iron Man or you have to do the other one. My recommendation, personally, is to try to do a little bit of both. Find that middle ground that you like. Don't just say scum, but at the same time, don't punish yourself so hard for not succeeding. Especially in a game like this, where a lot of the things that you have to learn to survive, you got to kind of get further in. Because I've died probably tons of times on my own when I'm just playing this game, and I've learned more from the games that I just went on and just like said, okay, well, I'll go back, than without. So I feel like at least early on, don't try to do an Iron Man, because you won't end up. You might die from something that isn't teachable. And I think that the most important thing is teachable. Outward, if you've ever played Outward, it's an interesting concept on death in a game, where when you die, you don't actually die, you just get sent somewhere else. Like basically, the idea is that you were almost gonna die, but something kept you alive, which to me kind of makes a little more sense. I'm just warming up Barry so he doesn't freeze to death. Might not be possible even with a fire for him not to be cold. Oh no, he's warming up. Well, partly his clothes dried. He is really bad on the sleep deprivation, so maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to really quickly make some Molotovs and then let Jared handle it. Jared's kind of our next best combat professional. Let's make some Molotovs now. I think we already got all the bottles for the still we need, so I'm not going to worry about making too many Molotovs. Also, we can get bottles from people. I'm pretty sure Laura has some bottles on her at this point, because I'm pretty sure every time we get any alcohol that's not that still has alcohol in it, we give it to her. Just use the sunflower oil. Oh, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead put our stuff in the armory and let Jared lead the way. That is, if he's not terribly tired. You could also get better at guns. Can't shoot for the head though, I don't think. With just one. I think you need two. But I can give him the gun magazines. You know what, I might do that. But let's put that up. I'll leave these books on us. Go ahead, put the shotgun up. Do I want to put the shotgun up? I'll split my ammo with him, and he can bring back and give me back the ammo once he's done. So I'll put a 40 in there, and I'll let my guy have it, and that way he'll be defended should something happen. And I'll put 5 Molotovs up. That way we have some kind of defense. Into there. And let's have Jared handle. Oh, he's sleeping too. But he's kind of good on resources. That's good. Okay, so he's got arrow book. Put the sci-fi novels up. 2 things of armor. That's okay. He's got some infection stuff. Okay. Blue won't take long enough to kill him, so he'll be able to get back. Should he get it? Let's put up that damaged armor. Bring him back with a better armor. He's got a melee weapon, arrows, and now let's give him the shotgun. I'll take the bow from him since he can carry a lot. That too, and he'll be able to carry a lot more loot back. That's another thing. And carry more explosives. I really should just use a pipe bomb on the enemy base's walls. That way I don't have to, I can kind of come and go at my own pace. Blow up their wall and then sneak in. Now, someone suggested kind of doing like a stealth assault on a base. I'd love to do that. I think that this would be the only way to do it though, without risking no escape. Because basically the enemy's only when people can open their doors. So if you kind of get spotted and you're inside their base, there's not much you can do unless you've made a way out beforehand. So I think the best option is to actually put up those helmets, take 2 camouflage ones. Do you have a camouflage backpack? Do we even have another camouflage backpack? We do not. So let's not worry about it. But we do have a camouflage jacket. Where? Oh, there. So he's gonna look a lot like he's dressed like Barry. I'm gonna think Barry's coming for him. Just with all the camo on him. Mix matched clothes the exact same way. How he's got the darker camo jacket. Oop. Oop, let's go. So where we want to go, hold on, let's pause. Where we want to go is we want to go scout them. Oh, they still have a lot of stuff. We want to take, oh, they're defeated. So we already defeated them. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we actually already defeated all the looters around here. Didn't we? And Kirkland's Order's weird horror story, which we've yet to, I can only assume that it was Kylie or Kylie? What do you call it? They were like two names, but slightly. They're like Kylie or Kylie. Or something along the lines that we could hear that was, I think, a secret zombie based off the growling and how they acted. We might actually now have a zombie crew, not zombie crew, but a looter crew for them to take. I guess I'll just send him to one of these bases and loot. He can go north to the Smiley Cobras. I didn't really think that we may have gotten rid of everybody. We may end up having to just go back to burying graves. Oh, you know what I did not take the extra gun book. I'm thinking I maybe should just split it and have him have 2 and Barry have 4. I almost feel like I have enough shotgun ammo I can do that. Where's the book? Down here. 1. I'll leave 1 for Barry. Oh, you know what? Let's also, before we go, let's make sure Reagan continues. I think they've been trying to make, if I remember correctly, they should be almost done with crafting charcoal. They're like on 10 of 10, but we don't need really 10 of 10. So we can set them to making steel as much as possible. And then we'll be able to make that. I'll make a forge and finish our steel and finish the mine to allow us to bring our, which will allow us to bring our thing indoors. The only thing with the shotgun is it's terrible at a range, and I know that he's our guard. So we really need to get more assault rifle ammo and more sniper rifle ammo. Probably more sniper rifle ammo more than anything. Get Jared good guns. To be honest, I could probably give him bows to get him to 3. So him and Barry are both at 3. Other than leaving him such a mixed matched. I think those. I think camouflage or helmets and armor sell really well. I don't really take the bows anymore because there's so many. Or even the guns. I just unload them for their ammo. Now, those look like different kind of boots. No, they have different icon on the little screen. Now, if I remember, I think we may have looted a lot of this stuff already. The Smiley Cobras. They have a lot of lead ore, though. They're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It seems like not player bodies, but human bodies that haven't been turned into or non-zombie bodies seem to not disappear without like maybe even being eaten or something like along those lines. I'm going to probably close these gates too. Now I could split up my community and have some living someplace, here, some living in another place, and make little tiny communities. But I feel like dividing up our group wouldn't be the best option quite yet. This way, if someone comes in here to loot their stuff, I don't know. Okay, I think I got pretty much everything. Now let's see what we have in here. Absolute ton of seeds, tons of carrots. 300 something carrots, that's a lot. Let's take that back. And I don't think they probably have anything else that important. Except maybe a bottle, but that's really not that important. Whoop, ammo. I have some carrots. 20 carrots. There we go. I'll take however many carrots I can carry after that. I can carry 4. Okay. Let's eat one. I'm not too worried about that being a huge loss. Maybe I'll be able to come back and get. But I think we need to get back to building. I might switch back to Barry. Give this guy maybe a long range gun. Have Barry have not quite 5 accuracy, because I feel like maybe it's wasted on just having it on Barry. Even though we've really been able to do good with him, I feel like most of our successes come from ambushing with him, not just straight out gunfights with him, because he really doesn't have the range. Oh, my marker's in the wrong spot. Oh, you know what? This might be a good combat experience for him. Let's run if we can. Let's check something real quick. Also, I think we cleared out a large amount of the zombies around. I know that there's a few cities where just zombies, like the red strain, have just totally enveloped. But they don't seem to be hanging out around here anymore. I just get the wandering strains. I've mostly cleared a lot of the towns out. I think it's more that they wander into the, from the town into our base now. Because we're so close to the town. We could use the bow for the zombies. So I'm not worried about them shooting back. Bow's kind of the better one to fight zombies with. Not because it's actually inherently better, but because you just use less resources. Oh, please don't tell me that one person's gonna. Oh boy, who's that? Catherine? The other Catherine. Oh, let's pause. The merchant's gonna open the door. We might have Barry deal with it since he's so close. He's got a katana too. Oh boy, I think they're going after. Oh, they might actually be going after him now. Who's shooting at them? Can't tell. Let's go. Equip bow. Oh, they're firing. It's gonna be shooting fast too. Let's switch to the katana. Still not a fan of that they really start unloading. It's not that bad, but it gets with a shotgun against zombies. It's not really that bad. It can just be inefficient. Again, I think that the really only thing I would argue is anything I would, without a doubt, change is some of like the surrender mechanic. But I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's literally it as far as that. And then like, well, there's some things you could add, but I mean like anything that I think was a anything I think that was a mistake. I think the surrender mechanic was the only thing that I would really label as a mistake. I get it's probably so you don't kill people you might want to have, but I think that without some way to kill from a distance, if you're unarmed or unarmored, your only recourse is to run away, which I think is just it's just really disappointing when you let's say get a bunch of people and like with sniping or sneaking around and striking, you could I guess assassinate. But you run the risk of them going, I don't surrender anymore, and I'm gonna throw hands at you. That's just me. And trees grow back. We have learned that. Trees do grow back in the game, which is really cool. Really happy about that. Kind of worried wood was gonna We're gonna deforest the entire map, and I'll be out of luck with wood for a fire, and we all freeze to death. Happy to see that's not the case though. But yeah, if the developer ever checks this out, that'd be my one thing that I would, if I had to give a number one thing to change. If I had to pick one thing to change, that would be it. We're gonna work on the graveyard. I think we've pretty much done all we could as far as, why are they keeping my door open? Close it right on them. But if I had to have one thing to change, it would be, oh, this is a zombie body. I don't need to move this around. So just decay. Take bandit bodies. Now, people have come up with good suggestions on things to add, like someone I mentioned, because they already have the car models in. They could add cars. They already have it in. Model-wise, they could, you could do it. But at the same time, that's kind of the preference thing of, like Long Dark. Long Dark had car models in it, but they just, for them, they felt like it wasn't what they were wanting, so they didn't really have cars be usable. So it's a cool thing to add. It'd definitely be cool to see in there, but it's not gonna break my heart if the developer doesn't put it in, because I feel like they can choose what they want to change their game. Since it's their game, I walked way past. I walked way past where we're supposed to be going. However, I think that if there's a mechanic that's implemented strange, like in this case the random mechanics, or I think some people had, it's funny, it's been a long time since I think some people had some other issue that they mentioned, but I don't remember what it was. But for the most part, I don't think there's really, for what the games cost, which if this is curious, it was like almost $7. It's a really solid early access game, and it's not done yet, so things will change. So it's pretty solid. Like if I had to say when early access games should look, there's no he's fighting, or she's fighting a shot. There you go. They actually have a lot of ammo on them. So the other captain had a better end to their zombie attack story. There you go. But if I had to say one thing to change, that would be it. Would be the thing. Now, if I had to say one thing this game does that no other game does, that I love, is the different character personalities and stuff like that. Now, State of Decay does this kind of. But I think that this game does it to an extent of where you can have a character who just blacks out drunk, which is hilarious because you have like an alcoholic and they literally will pass out and you have to like pick them up if they pass out in a weird spot. Or you have characters like get on each other's nerves, but they're not necessarily leave. They'll actually like get in a fist fight for a little bit. Like there's things like other than just total leaving. So if I had to separate this game from State of Decay, which I'm a big fan of State of Decay 2, both actually 2 and, well, I didn't play much of the 1, my brother played most of 1, but for 2, the Juggernaut edition particularly, is pretty cool. And you get cars in it. I think that it's a little more simplistic survival-wise, like there's just food. Like food is food, ammo is ammo. You can make ammo, there's different leader types. So it's a little more, I guess you could say gamey. This game is a little less gamey, and sometimes people can just be outright negative, like have like negative traits that you think be negative, but then they could be like your best character. Like you could have Laura Rice here, who's virtually invincible. Not quite our best character, but like the most invincible character we have. Like has run through explosives and gunfire and survived and to tell the tale. I don't know what he's doing. Colby car. Follow me, stop following me. So I can finish making steel. But I like that. And also the survivors you kind of have to get organically. Both have co-op too. Different style co-op. This game does let you, like, unlike the other one, you can, if you wanted to, you can load back. That one is 100% permadeath, pretty much for any character, which has its positives and negatives. Oh, I'm the wrong. I'm confusing them now because they have the same clothes on now. There's Barry. There you go. But and this system has more of a raid mechanic that's outside of a story. If you ever play State of Decay 2, you can get, like, raided, but it's not quite the same. Like, it's not, like, you can't be raided, as far as I know, inorganically. Like, if somebody hates you, they're gonna kind of sit in their place and hate you, and if you do some of the story, they'll come after you. They won't actively hunt you down, so to speak. Switch to not there. You want to get there. You go. I'm gonna get Jared and have him help with these guys. Okay, so I can shoot through this fence. So quick. Hopefully nobody opens it. Fortunately, there's a bad habit you have opening it. Oh. It's kind of hard to stop. Oh, there we go. Save ammo, please. Kobe, I think? Colby car, I think? Cody car? I think it's Colby car. He's one of the newer ones. He's like him and the other one were married refugees. They showed up. They passed by after the death of Catherine and Paul. So over here. Oh, and just if you were wondering if Barry did his signature. He did his signature "Better You Than Me" eulogy speech. Rest assured, he did not disappoint. He did that with our people too. So I guess you could say he is a. What do you call it? He's he hates the bad guys as much as he hates the good guys. I wonder what he'll say. Ah, Jared's following in his footsteps, I see. Same kind of eulogy style. Oh, and he'll walk. He's like Barry. No wonder him and Barry get along so well, because they both do the same. They both have apparently the same outlook on life. Either way, let's try to get some of these buildings finished. We're getting to the point where we actually can. I think let's weighing this down so much. I'm guessing it must be the iron. And this. This is one part of it. So I think those buckets are bad food containers. Search and skill too low. Oh, I didn't know that. Thought they were the rank 5. I guess there's Barry. Oh no, space. Take some space. Thought they were rank 5. It's weird. I was almost sure. Oh, this is the wrong person. Oh, this is the merchant we got. I haven't played them for forever. Hold on. Let's switch to Ray Perkins. He had the same red camo jacket. Like the camo jacket. Everyone's starting to wear the same clothes and it's throwing me off. Zoom building. Let's see if we can this. Once we have this, we can actually build this inside our base. Resume. Out of building materials. I wonder what it is we're missing. Probably still the iron. I bet you anything is probably the iron. I think we need a job for make steel. Let's get a job for Colby here. He's good at firearms, isn't he? He's not great at it. He's much better at archery. Significantly better at archery. So let's give him a bow. I don't think we have a lot of arrows though to spare. I think actually Laura has a bunch, doesn't she? That she kind of hoards. She just always kind of runs away anyway. I think I can get her to actually put up the if I can. Yeah, I can. I'll give you like a few, like, I'll leave you with like 5 arrows. Or, I don't think you actually fight back generally. Oh, I only put in without putting any arrows, okay. So I'll leave you about 4 arrows. I think they generally always run away with the morale. Wrong person. Scavenge. Take those arrows. Oh, I already have a bow in here, so let's put that up. Make sure I have an arrow already loaded. Nope. Equip. He already got 2 body armor. He probably doesn't need Molotov cocktail on him. Put that up. A pistol I'll leave in the thing. Load. We'll have to do pistol training later, once we definitely have a night ready. And I'll give him body armor too. Oh, not body armor, but a jacket. Here he has body armor. If I have any, I actually don't know if I have any more the big jackets. Yeah, I think that's all my camo jackets. My big camo jackets. I'll just have to go without. I'm gonna give him a 2 red strain, 2 blue strain, and 2 green strain. And I'll put up his detective novel and his extra bottle. And the matches. Because I can use that later. I'll leave him with the flint just in case for some reason he needs to start a fire. And I'll set him to guard here. Since I'm guarding the other one. Oh, this is still Peterson's crew. I didn't get all the towers. I thought I got all the towers. Maybe I didn't need to get all the towers apparently. Maybe it's just all the buildings. Because the people still stopped coming. It could be that they're all dead now. That might be why they stopped all coming. I'll have them defend this outside then. Set roll guard. There you go. Yeah, he set his guard as well. So we have a good defense force. Should the worst happen. Just Barry though. Brianna Huffin. It's funny. There's a lot of. Oh, I think I was having her help with construction too. So make steel. I'll have you make steel for Reagan. Because Reagan's got enough to actually make the stuff. So like, yeah, I was messing stuff up, not using that before. Oh, she needs more more space in her backpack to do that. Let's see what I can put up on you. Put that up. Put the small backpack up. The seal container. You need the tool. No, you don't need the toolbox for this. Detective novel. You don't need. And you can now make steel. As much as possible. Maybe I had her helping mining. I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point. Where's Charlotte Carr? she'll be a farmer with Daisy when you can. Until then, I guess she's gonna have to help around. She doesn't really have much stats in the way of stats, so she'll just have to help defend and just kind of sit out of things. But I think we kind of had a little eventful episode this time. Did a little bit of a raid. Kind of caught back up where we were. Got a lot more equipment. Talked about some mechanics. Oh, I don't know what Barry says. Oh, he thinks pretty well of Alexander Delaney. Yeah, I think it's the merchant. To keep that in mind and see if I can get them recruited. Because I know he actually kind of backed up Catherine a lot before she died. When like he kept saying that he was upset someone attacked her. So kind of unfortunate she ultimately died. Now it could have been the other Catherine he was talking about, but whatever. Put up that pistol ammo. Use the pistol and the arrow, and put up a crazy amount of water bottles, vegetable oil. And that'll probably be good for today. I use that. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the 25th episode. I hope this week should be pretty eventful. I guess today was mostly just catch up. But thanks for watching. Have a good one, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.